Shalom, shalom, brothers. Brother Kamam Har here, back at it again. First thing first, we'll give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, qadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders on this true form from GMS. Blessing to Dr. Madera preaching his word with wholehearted true sincerity. Blessing to 144,000, one third entirely. House of David, the Biyaf Dawadah. And shalom to brothers out there speaking different tongues and looking in different nations. Shalom. So today, I like to land back on this site for updates. I like this pretty much article right here. It says last minute prepping advice. Be ready for literally anything. So I took a little read on this, man. This is definitely something very interesting to read upon these elections and all the different agendas that's supposed to be right now that Esau is going to implement during his next shutdown. This article reminds me nothing but Jacob's trouble. This is literally what this article is getting into through the spirit. It's definitely Jacob's trouble. So, and that makes a lot of sense because of what's going on, militias and all over the country set up. The election talking about going to be major violence. All this stuff makes sense. So I'm gonna get into it. It says, and get to some precepts. It says if there's only one piece of advice as a prepper I can give to those who are just realizing they should be prepared is in 2020. The truth is you need to be prepared for literally anything. And I know that is not that helpful, but let me explain. It says with the election chaos already promised, see? And Lord willing, the Lord put a spirit on so many people to cause mayhem to a point where society is broken down to usher in Jacob's trouble. But all it's going to do is basically, I think the article is going to get into it. But this is the chaos is going to make National Guard come into play, and it's going to get so bad that the government is going to be seen as the savior of the situation in order to take more control. And then there you go with another lockdown because of the virus, and then boom, RFID chip and a vaccine right there. Once the control goes in their hands, it's over. It says, read it again. It said, with election chaos already promised, a second wave of a scamdemic being invented in front of our eyes, the potential for earth changes and natural disasters increasing, food shortages coming down the pike. It seems difficult to prepare for all of it. Add in an economic collapse. That's going to also cause great chaos and violence. Jacob's trouble. The rollout of the New World Order digital currency system, right? Which is going to be how they're going to control everybody and have full surveillance on everything they do. Then it says the rollout. Then it says to tolerate restrictions on movements, see? And it says, and to have a difficult scenario to be ready. There is also the possibility of an EMP attack or a corona mass ejection from our sun that could take down the power grid for months, if not longer. Literally anything can happen. Now, just imagine if an EMP had hit an entire city, all the cities has been out in the black. Because through darkness comes the evil shit. Only in the light things can be normal. That's spiritual as well. But just imagine if major cities and major alleyways and all these different areas and inner cities, all the power go out. There's no phone calls, no internet, no none of that. Oh man, that's chaos right there. That's a total panic mission. That's probably gonna be the most deaths for however long it go. I would say for about, if there's about no power grid for about, I would say a good 5 days, maybe even 3. Because the first day gonna be like, what's going on? This is crazy. I can't believe this is going on. Like, wow. Second day is like, yo, is this really still real? It's gonna be like, hold up though. Third day is gonna be like, oh shit, panic mode. I think the third day be panic mode, and then every day after that is going to be worried about food. It's going to be worried about it's Jacob trouble, man. It's going to be crazy. Let me get into this. It says right here. It says if you watch mainstream media or at least understand their predictive programming, the most likely scenario is further economic terrorism in the form of a second lockdown to be blamed on the virus, but will be incredibly restrictive. The other very likely thing to take place is election chaos that will be violent and bloody. And right, yep, it's going to get real crazy out here. It says the military is being set up to be used against the American people by not only forcibly vaccinating them, but keeping the peace when the promised elections violence strikes. Right, because they're going to be seeming as like the so-called savior. Like, we need the police in order to stop this violence that's going around in the city. See, man? And it says we could disagree and argue all day about what will or will not happen in the coming months. But one thing is for certain, those who want total control over humanity will not stop, and we should be prepared for literally anything. And you know what? You know what? There is no preparing in this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord going to have it set up where it's going to be so bad that ain't no preparing, man. You know what I mean? It's time for that, for those great horrible days, man. It really is. Like, I got this YouTube video I wanted to put up on the first purge, and it definitely was the way to go, because the first purge was on how it started in Staten Island, and Esau came in like a flood, to shoot down the Jake, man, and it was like all Jakes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, and they just went on a great slaughter mission, like us brothers always talk about in our videos and highways and hedges. That the time we're in is Jacob's troubles coming, man. We'll play this. I started from like 31. It'll get to the point. See, this really gonna happen. It's really gonna be just like this. Esau is gonna put that green light on the UN and whoever else is willing to, predominantly Esau, to go take us out. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go from ghetto to ghetto and start spraying. Get rid of whatever they can. But the Lord said when they come in like that, though, the minute the Lord gonna go get that power, man. And then it's gonna be a rude awakening. But still, at the end of the day, though, 2/3 gonna get done dirty.
All clear. Help me out. Come on. Yeah, walk through it. Okay. Isaiah, use this, okay?
Come just like that. No, that video was pretty much short because it was going to get into, how this character right here is the main character, so he can start getting into his like John Wick hero flow. But I wanted to show that little small little clip because that was the other troops that you would call like maybe mercenaries or government funded black ops or whatever, or even the Marines, or a National Guard. Who knows? But I know they were military, and they were sent out to go to the Staten Island, the ghettos, to gun down Jake, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. And the Lord said that was going to have to happen to 2/3 of our people because, they sinned against the Lord, and when he stretched out his arm, they would not regard, man. They love their simplicity. So, that's what it is. And Lord willing, I'm, obviously, I can't classify myself as a 2/3, and I don't know that. But at the end of the day, though, I'm doing the work, and I'm got the fear of the Lord. So the Lord said, "Gonna protect his men," and it says, "Put on as the elect." So I'm that at least puts myself in a hopeful position to be delivered out of the situation. As long as you stay by the ways of Bahasham, Yahawashi. So I'm gonna say that humbly. Now I want to get to some precepts. Those articles was really deep. I stay on that shit hit the fan plan.com. I got that from one of the brothers, I think from the GMS Solemn Assembly brothers, not really sure. I believe I did. But one of the brothers, looked out, and was able to, present that, knowledge to be able to read up on, being on your Watchman. It's a really good Watchman type of a website, I would believe. I want to get to, just get to the nitty gritty of this thing. Those gun down situations, they going to have to happen because, our people, don't want to hearken to the Lord. What is that? No, I'm sorry. It says, Jeremiah 30:7. It says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that's talking about the elect, and it's going to be a time like never seen before. Like nobody, especially in this generation, there's been murders. There's always a killing from here and here, but majority of our people, only know of the violence of the inner city, but they don't really know what it's like to be like on a purge type of aspect where everybody got to stick for their own selves. Everybody is, when you thinking in that manner, when you got to think for yourself and all hands on deck and every man for himself, that's going to be a really scary time. Not to mention 911 won't work no more. I keep saying that. And also you got to look at the fact that people in this world are really, really at a limit of their actions, because some people are wise about laws, going in jail, and different things of that nature. But there's people out here that have beefs that, he killed my cousin, or he killed my brother, or that judge had threw my man in jail, or he the reason. All those memories of what a person has against another person, the Lord gonna put a spirit out to remember, and they gonna act on it, man. It said, it said, woe to the world was, I don't want to butcher it. I don't even want to butcher it. What's that? Second Esdras. Let me see. Yeah, so it's definitely oh no, you know what? Uh, oh man, see that's ooh wee. All right, let me read Second Esdras 16. I'm gonna go to 22. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, food shortages." We read in that article. Uh, uh, and even I'm sorry, Salakia. And it says, "And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." Come on, man. And it says, "And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down." Right? Because they haven't listened to the Lord, but these are the things that's going to really, really let me read 2 Esdras 16 and 18. "The beginnings of sorrow and the great mournings, the beginning of famine and a great death, the beginning of wars and powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?" See, that's come on, man. People have never seen us in such. It's going to be a complete jungle out here, man. It's going to be like being in a jungle out here. It's going to be every turn you go. It's going to be death, murder from every turn. You got pestilence. You got the famine, and you got people just losing their fucking mind because they can't feed their kids, or they can't eat, or they starving, or they got beef, or Esau coming in drawing. Women gonna be raped because who gonna stop the man? Who gonna stop the man from raping the woman? Nobody. Man, it's gonna get so crazy, man. Men gonna fuck around, round women up on their own self, and lock them in. Yo, man, look, evil times is gonna really be in really desperate measures. I mean, the mentality of people are going to be very, very evil. It's going to be a spirit of evil all through that. Nobody ain't gonna worry about civilization, and nobody gonna be worried about being humane. People gonna be ratting and giving people up, and cutting, stabbing, shooting. Horrible deaths are going to come because of the sword, man. Let alone Esau, the guillotines, the FEMA camps is going to be on their own torture situation. Hey, yo, listen, man. Matter of fact, what's that? Amos. It's gonna get real bad, man. Amos 18 through 20. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it? What end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. as if a man did flee from a lion. Yeah, that's going to happen too. Remember, no, those zoos are going to get loose. All those lions and bears and tigers and leopards and all those different things that's locked up. Not to mention the animals that's already in the wilderness staying away from humans. And that day, they're going to search right in the cities. There's going to be deer in the streets. It's going to be all kinds of animals, snakes. Ain't nobody going to regard, because one is going to be the spirit of the Lord saying all hell go break loose. And two, animals are going to be on their own accord because they're very intelligent themselves. They understand that when they understand what chaos looks like, and they also know when the order is undone. So that way, a deer wouldn't be scared to roam around in the streets on Broad Street, or a tiger running around. It's going to know it's going to be able to do so because the order going to be done. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. So he fled from a lion. Oh shit. And the next thing you know, there's a bear there. Whoa. And then it says, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. That means Jacob's trouble is going to be a reality. It's going to be a nightmare dream in reality. You know how like nightmares can get really terrible, and when you wake up, you like, oh my gosh, that was the craziest dream I ever had, but it was the scariest shit in the world because it was so real in your dream. Well, those dreams are going to come to reality, man. Those behaviors that you see on movies and evil people and wickedness on a high level is going to be seen in pure daylight. It's going to be death in the daytime, evening time, and nighttime. Well, morning, evening, and night. It's going to be death all day, all day. It's going to be nowhere to hide. And the only way brothers can escape this, man, you got to be the elect. You got to be the elect. Because what it says in Matthew 24, and I believe it's, I'm sorry, 1 actually. It says, seventh day. It says, Matthew 24 and 22. It says, for then shall great tribulation such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. Wow, that means, this is going to be this is going to be worse than slavery. This is going to be a bad situation. And then it says, here's the point. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right? Because if it wasn't, listen, man, if these days wouldn't be shortened the way they are, man, and days prolonged the way it's going to be, not to mention Jacob trouble continue, everybody going to die, even the elect. There'll be no elect to save. So the days got to be shortened for the elect's sake, so these prophecies can go and pass as fast as they can, according to the Bahasham Yahawashi's time. But he says it's going to be quick in such of a way. That way, whereas though the elect can be delivered, because if it wasn't, there would be no flesh to be saved, man. That's how terrible this day going to get, man. Man, it said, as a man fled for a lion, then a bear met him. And if he escaped that, he went into a house and a serpent bit him. Like, every turn you take is some danger, yo. That shit's crazy. This is Daniel. Yo, man, I don't feel bad, but in the world, on vainly speaking, the worst people that gonna have it the worst is women, man. Women gonna get it the worst. Women gonna get it the worst because women are. I know through the spirit we're feeble and we're humble men, but they are physically feeble. Like, if a strong ass bull get horny and he sees some chick, he can literally grab her the fuck up, throw her down, beat her the fuck up until she either unconscious or cooperate, and just rip the panties to the side and do his thing. Those days are going to be evil as shit. I think the scriptures also talks about how going into a house and binding a strong man and ravishing his wife and shit like that. Rape is big in these fucked up times, man. I'm not going to be a part of nothing like that. I'm just saying, but that's the thing you got to worry about. Women ain't going to be able to call no 911, let alone you a fine ass woman and you've been twerking on Instagram for like forever, and these times come and these men know where you at. Or where you been going first? You are, these whores and harlots are men's fantasies out here. Not to mention men that's only controlling themselves because they don't want to go to jail or take the ridicule of doing that to a woman. But then again, when those days come where nobody gives a damn about nothing and nobody, like it says in Matthew 24, and it says Oh, it's in the beginning. It says, right. It says Matthew 24 and sorry, 10. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. You see that? And it says, and then it says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And here's the point. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. See that? Ain't nobody gonna be giving a fuck about all this fucked up how you rate that chick. Nah, man. You know what? And some men that think it's all fucked up come to realize that it can get away with it. Gonna fuck around and probably do it too. Real rap. Yo, man. Look, man. Man. The spirit of evilness is going to be so scattered that all that humane shit gonna go out the door. It's gonna be where the food at, or I'm killing you, or gonna kill you anyway, and gonna be raping, murdering, just on a large scale. Yo, this is gonna be I'm telling you, I think the Purge, all the Purges were really, really great examples of what Jacob Trouble will most likely look like. But the Purge is different because it brought out the true psychoness of people's brains. It said in Matthew 24 and 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right. So it gonna be no warmness for nobody. And you know what I'm saying? And that black on black crime gonna probably increase a little bit as damn well, probably a lot of bit. You know, but Esau is gonna be Jake gonna be killing Jake, but then it's gonna be mainly Esau and heathens killing Jake. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, man. And when you watch the Purge, the mindset of the people turned into like Joker. Like, yo, they got creative on how to kill. They came up with ideas. You know, it's just like, you know, matter of fact, it's kind of like Micah. It's kind of like Micah 2 and 10. Micah 2 and 10. It's the mindset of the people. You know what? Nah, I'm not even going to Micah. I'm gonna go to Second Esdras 15 because it's going to describe it the best way on a purge aspect. Right. So right here, I started 14. Second Esdras 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Right. This is going to be in a global scale. And then it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Right. So we already know, like right now, this election is talking just like Second Esdras 15 and 15. It's like this election coming up with the minds of the people of being prepared for violence and bloody and violence is that precept. And here's 16. "For there shall be sedition among men," right? See, "and invading one another," see, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? Because 911 not going to work no more. So who gives a fuck? The cops ain't what you gotta worry about. It's everybody around you is what you gotta worry about. A cop gonna have to be worried about his surroundings. He ain't gonna have no team. They probably would link up a little bit, but a cop is gonna be in just as much danger as the next person. So you know you everybody's their own cop at this point. You see that? And it says, "And the course of their action shall stand in their power." So whatever it is that you thinking, I don't give a fuck. There's nothing. 911, the law, getting a lawyer, getting locked up. Like the original civilized worries. You know, as of this very second, things are still in what you would call, vain order. So, profane at that. But I mean, as far as like calling 911, the cop coming and arresting someone, process them through the system, put them in jail, get a lawyer, and then they got to go to court, get their verdict, and then it just won't be what it's going to be. That part is going to be destroyed. Nobody be worrying about no damn judge. Judge is going to be getting it. A judge ain't going to have no protection, man. No security guards, no nobody. And it says, 2 Esdras 15 and 17, "And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Right? "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." It says, "And the man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Right? They're gonna be starving and also going through hell, worrying about another motherfucker trying to kill them. Esau trying to kill Jake. Everybody gonna be out here on their own accord. You see that, man? Yo, man. I can keep on going in this thing, but the point has been made. Let me go to Daniel off the strength. So Daniel 12:1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, and every one that shall be found written in the book." Man. "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt." Okay, so that's enough on that one. I know we know what that is. It's the elect and all the ones who don't want to listen. But that's the point, man. This day gonna be so crazy. It's this time period gonna be so crazy. It's like no other time before, and it makes sense. One, the whole entire countries are going to be going through the same thing. Death is going to be on the most highest level has ever been in history. At the same second and at the same moment, everywhere you go, there's going to be people dying. Every corner you turn, somebody's dying. Even in other countries, man. Africa, Australia, the spirit of Jacob's trouble is going to be on a high ass level. It is going to be so scattered. It's going to be like running from Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Candyman, It's going to be, you got Leviathan, wild beasts coming out of nowhere, strange, man, shit you never seen before. It says even the elect will be affrighted. But we gotta have faith in this thing, man, because I didn't want to get into the spiritual power aspect to it though, but we still gotta have faith in this thing that the Lord would deliver us, because we're ultimately not taking a vaccine, Lord willing, and we're not taking that damn chip, Lord willing. That the Lord keep us from the hour of temptation. At the end of the day though, because we kept His word of His patience. But at the end of the day though, the beautiful thing about the prophecies, man, and the promises is his brothers is going to get that spiritual power to defend himself, man. Isaiah 59:19, man. And it's a beautiful thing. I end off with this one, just for faith, just for faith building, that that we can keep on with the Lord. Isaiah 59:19. "And so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and His glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood," Esau. You see how they came in that Purge video I just showed. "The spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall lift up a standard against him." Right? Because once that standard is lifted up, like a perfect example would be David when he needed to be delivered. He got that power and started getting busy. Samson was binded up. He was put in some crazy situations. 1,000 men came at him at one time, and the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he broke that ass jaw and slayed 1,000 men by himself, man. What you think gonna happen to the men of the Lord that's actually doing this work, man, and believing in and confessing the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and these bad times come? We gonna need some spiritual power to be able to to handle that divine intervention, But the Lord said He gonna do that, man. Lord willing, I get that power. Shoot, oh man, that'd be amazing. And all the brothers out there preaching His word, whole heart, true sincerity as well. So I want with that, I want to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham qadash. Yahawah, He is to be, exists. Bahasham in the name, and the only begotten Son, the Lord and Savior, deliver. Yahawashi, Bahasham in the name, and the Holy Spirit, qadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders on this true from GMS. Blessing to the Aki Madera preaching His word, with whole heart, true sincerity. And blessing to 144,000 and 1/3. The first fruits kingdom of heaven, house of David, Wiyaf Dawadah. And shalom to you brothers out there speaking different tongues and looking different nations. Shalom, brothers.